Look out for rainbows, and when it's dark, go outside and look out for stars, is what they say.
No matter what the situation is, always look at the brighter side of things as we offer you a splash of sunshine every morning.
Indeed, every single day here, Monday up until Friday. Good morning and welcome to a feel-good and uplifting Monday edition of Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
We offer the right dose of premium family entertainment, and of course, we're always glad for you to join us.
Yes, indeed. You guys are welcome back from the weekend. I'm wondering if it was as exciting as mine because I spent all of it in bed.
Honestly, I took your advice from the week before.
Yeah.
I was invited to about 3 different places, and I just said no.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you need it. Then again, the other excuse could be because your check engine line is constantly, light rather, is constantly on and you're trying to let's switch it off somehow. I don't know.
There was electricity for some reason throughout the weekend.
Oh, lucky you.
And I was like, you know what, there are a few movies I need to catch up on.
We had none of that, but hopefully you enjoyed yours as much as we did. In any case, welcome to a Monday edition here. The month is almost over, and we hope that you have been able to match that pace. If not, don't sweat it.
Yeah.
We still have 2 more days at least inside of May, so you'll be able to cram everything in. Here's a shoehorn.
Honestly, really. May, honestly, just flew by.
Yes, it did.
And it's almost June. It's really interesting how it seems like the year is running super fast.
It is.
Either ways, we are always on the right side of time.
Absolutely.
By the grace of God.
We have the right kind of energy here, and we are offering positivity all the way up until the end of the 2 hours we are scheduled in for.
We have Mr. Mesikeno, also part of that particular plan. Yes, so...
How was your weekend, Mike?
Okay, of course, there was Champions League final. There was some time to rest. It was football infused, but it was not bad. It was quite okay.
Ah, that's good then. Grand.
Yes, glad to hear it. And of course, there will be an opportunity to find out more when it comes to sports later on today. We have quite a lot. Let's get the ball rolling. My name is Titilayo Onyison.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal. Remember, you want to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
Remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world. Just get our mobile app downloaded from either Google Play or iOS.
And we implore you guys to please follow us on our social media handles, okay? Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and also Instagram. It's at TVC Connect. That easy. Now, let's let them know what we have coming up.
Master trainer, pro streamer, business consultant, nation builder, and founder of the World Changers Academy, Toby Ali, has been exceptional over the past few weeks. We're going to be rounding up with a bang on Motivation today. We're going to be discussing how to stop dulling yourself, killing shyness, and procrastination. And if you're a fan of trivia, then you know there's nothing bigger than Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We take delight in bringing you the highlights of the latest edition. Stay close for that one.
Now, Autocentrics Nigeria is a car detailing company that takes care of cars, boats, power bikes, and aircrafts with the hope of preserving the value and also aesthetics for a long period of time. We're joined by Temitakwe Esho on SME today.
A while to realize there was a difference between just going to the car wash and detailing your car.
Valeting your car, actually, yeah.
I didn't know.
Big difference.
I honestly didn't
most
know.
Nigerians don't spend too much on that one because they believe they can do it themselves, but it's actually a professional thing. And if you get it done rightly, you'd see the difference. Like
honestly,
day and night. It is. It is.
You are taking a note of the details, the smaller things, the places that you normally wouldn't get.
Yeah.
You can hardly see anybody who can actually detail his own car for himself.
Yeah.
Except a professional.
Oh, there are a couple of people.
all the AC vents,
So
all
small
the
things,
Trees
corals,
and stuff like that, yeah.
taking the chairs out.
I'm
Like,
very
wow.
impressed that for SME we're going to be having that conversation. And he also talked about power bikes. Funny thing is,
Yeah.
yesterday over the weekend, Mr. Kunle Adenoju, remember the guy who's been traveling since from London up until Africa?
Yeah,
Nigeria here. He actually arrived yesterday, and it was a big event. A lot of people were out and about. A lot of bikers went all the way over to the Sema border to usher him in, and then a big event. Yesterday afternoon. It's grand. It's a good way to get attention, especially for what he's doing. He's trying to bring attention to polio, and he's done that, crossed all countries through, and brought that attention to Nigeria. So, I mean, it's just a powerful instance, if you ask me.
But polio, I know that Nigeria is, we had to be like, one of the last 3?
Yeah.
Well, it's
to kick
almost
it, yeah.
eradicated.
Yes.
Almost.
So that what he did is mind-blowing. Because I know I saw pictures of him at different times when he was not allowed to enter some borders and he had to go around and all of that. But well, if that is the cause he's fronting, then hey, come on, kudos to him. But it was a great effort. I think that's something if possibly you would have wanted to join him, wouldn't you?
Well, the thing is, you have to be of a certain stamina, and also, you should hold small something.
But I think it's about time, because so if one person can use 1 month, that person can use 1 year.
Yeah,
just
he took about 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
3 weeks, okay. So you know, when it comes to stamina now, you do it at your pace.
There
right?
are very many tourists who do. They can go the long way around or across. Some people do from Morocco all the way to South Africa.
Okay.
There are certain tours that you can actually take yourself. Go across Africa or around Africa. You touch a couple of places, key places, and you're awarded a medal. I think you had a conversation with Mr. Kano at one time, who actually does this.
I honestly, you know, it's one of those dreams for some people, you know, to at least go around different places, see different places, appreciate different landscapes, cultures, food,
people,
meet different people. It's one of those things that a lot of people are a bit too afraid to do.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about anybody in particular.
No, if that was a jab at me, I do it already.
No, I'm talking about myself.
Okay.
I'm just myself this time. And you know, on journeys like that, the weather needs to be just so.
It's a lovely Monday morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the news here on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly. Let's begin with politics. The national leader of the All Progressives Congress and presidential aspirant, Bola Tinubu, has commended Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for his patriotism and commitments to Nigeria's progress. He also congratulated the other contestants for the orderly and peaceful way they conducted themselves and for pledging to rally round the winner in the true spirit of democratic sportsmanship. Asiwaju Tinubu is expecting the former vice president to be his worthy opponent by the grace of God and the support of the APC delegates in the coming 2023 presidential elections. The APC national leader said Atiku's victory didn't come as a surprise because of his vast experience as a statesman and a veteran of many presidential contestants from 1993. While welcoming the PDP candidates to the race, Bola Tinubu added that the coming election should be about issues that will improve the quality of life of Nigerians, bring peace, progress, political stability, and solve myriad of political challenges and insecurity currently facing the country. Now, away from politics, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, has arrested a former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, and Anthony Yaro, chairman and managing director of Finex Professional, for their alleged role in the 84 billion naira fraud involving the former accountant general of the Federation, Ahmed Idris. Mr. Yari was picked up at about 5 p.m. on Sunday, allegedly benefited to the tune of 22 billion naira through Finex Professional from the 84 billion naira which the former AGF paid on Jowan Akindele. We'll have details of that story in our subsequent news reports. Outside Nigeria, the United States Justice Department says it will investigate the police response to the mass shooting at a school in Uvalde, Texas, which left 19 children and 2 teachers dead. The public anger is growing after it emerged that officers waited in the hallway as children trapped with the shooter made desperate 911 calls. While announcing its critical incidents review on Sunday, the U.S. Justice Department says the goal is to, quote, provide an independent account of law enforcement's actions and responses that day and to identify lessons learned. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden is in Uvalde to meet with families devastated by the attacks. He will also meet survivors and first responders. First Lady Jill Biden, who is also a teacher, accompanied the U.S. President to a memorial at Robb Elementary School. They were seen comforting the school's principal, Mandy Gutierrez, beside the carpets of floral tributes for the teachers and children, all under 10 years, who lost their lives in the mass shooting. That does it for us here on the news at this time. I'll be back on the other side of 8 with more top stories. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to stick around here on the Premium Breakfast Show in all of the continent. Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning.
Well, good morning once again and welcome back. Now, let's let you guys know the headlines you'll be waking up to for the papers this morning. We're going to be starting with the Guardian newspaper. And right off the bat, APC ticket Buhari disowns Jonathan's presidential bid. Falae, those calling for return of Jonathan are selfish. And Catholic Secretariat deplores inducement of party delegates with money. At the top of the Guardian newspaper, Musk's Starlink to disrupt ISP market as hope rises for 25 million unserved Nigerians. Abuja-Kaduna train attack, terrorists revoke threat to kill passengers. At the bottom of the Guardian newspaper this morning, IHP detox tea, not COVID-19 cure. NAFDAC clarifies, and will Lagos go the whole hog on motorcycle ban? A question that many are asking as we get closer and closer to the June 1st deadline. Enugu gubernatorial elections, or rather ticket not for Akuramadu, say APC, and Lekki Ports, another looming traffic crisis. That is a big conversation. Let's move on now to our next daily this morning, The Tribune. And for the first big headline on The Tribune, PDP presidential primary, fresh issues over north-south balance. Atiku emerges a front on south, and PDP now a northern political party, says Ohaneze. You're a hero of the convention, Alu tells Tambuwal, and it's time to uproot APC's bad governance, say Atiku. At the top of the Nigerian Tribune, Adilabu dumps APC, Buhari wins, Oyo North senatorial primary, Shina Pella loses. Methodist Church prelates 2 others kidnapped in Abia. And at the bottom of the Tribune, those calling for return of Jonathan are selfish, say Falae. Moving on now to our next daily this morning, the Daily Trust newspaper for a Monday, 30th of May. APC weighs options as Atiku shops for running mate. Southwest chieftains warn against Jonathan's candidature. Ex-VP's camp considers Okowa, Udom, PDP elders make case for Wike. And at the top, PDP primary factors that worked in Atiku's favor. Find this one on page 3 for the Daily Trust. And on page 4, EFCC arrests Yari over Accountant General's 80 billion naira fraud. At the bottom of the Daily Trust, after many years of National Assembly, Akuramadu manager Dagura, others leave, and Italy-based Nigerian excretes 95 pallets of herring at Abuja Airport. NCDC confirms 66 suspects cases of monkeypox and 1 death. And our final paper for this morning, The Punch newspaper, pro-zoning forces angry slam PDP Tambuwal, and Tambuwal's withdrawal dubious. PDP's primary inequitable. Pandef, others, delegates inducements with money forced Tambuwal to step down, says governor's aide. That's as much as we can take for the dailies this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have anything that you'd like to tell, do use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Welcome back. We're hoping that you guys are actually taking sample from what you see on fitness. I know that these guys are, especially Mike. He's getting rather buff these days, aren't you, Mike?
Sleep, they catch me. So for the past 2 weeks here, I've got to the point whereby it's really very hard now. Like, man, I have to convince myself so much to even stand up as
you'll cross that bar where you can't live without it.
Yeah. It is almost.
I'm not saying that from experience. I'm totally disciplined when it comes to being at the gym. But in any case, so let's talk about a conversation that's gotten louder and louder and louder, and everybody's talking about it, especially inside of the weekend that we're just coming off of. Let's talk about the Japanese. And I mean Japanese, the Japa syndrome, get it? So it's a conversation people have been having, and the fact that immigration is becoming something everybody is taking as an option right now. Everybody seems to want to be outside of Nigeria. And it doesn't matter what work of life you're from, especially even if you're comfortable here, maybe an architect, a banker, or so and so. People who you would think are comfortable in Nigeria are the ones who are actually finding their way outside of the country, and it's becoming, the numbers are increasing. You have a couple of numbers. We'll get to that in a bit.
We'll get to that. I just want to add something to your intro. You know, while people are even getting hooked up, engaged, getting married now, it has come to my notice that top of the list these days is not just your genotype, it's not just your how you complement each other, but your Jakba compatibility.
Wow.
It's now serious. So it's not there.
It is a factor that people are also considering. Now, the thing is this here, when people leave the country, they don't often go outside the country and are, you know, well, their status, let me use that word, kind of like,
there are different levels.
Comes down a bit.
Yeah.
I have friends who, one of which is an architect who's built big structures for big banks here in Nigeria, who packs for Amazon in Canada. And when I asked, why are you doing this? He says, it's not about me anymore. It's about my kid.
Yeah.
And so he's taking that, level down a couple of notches, and he's okay driving an Uber and also packing for Amazon. And I'm wondering, is that an option for you? Is that an option for you? Is it worth it? What's happening here?
That's the thing. So a lot of people are taking a drop in status to live abroad. And they're doing, but the thing is, companies like that give loads of benefits. They cover your health, insurance, they might even arrange housing, So in the end, it just really depends on what your priorities are. But there are loads of numbers out there. Like in 2021, according to Nairametrics, it says here that there were 18,000 Nigerians that received permanent residency. That was just last year. That's a lot of Nigerians.
So once they got permanent residency, not the number that left.
No, the number that left.
Much more than that.
Yeah, it's about 400,000 plus left.
Permanent residency where?
Yeah. In Canada.
You just want to go ahead, make it clear.
Yeah, in
Because it's
Canada.
more than that,
So everybody keeps talking about Canada
way
as the
people
new,
move.
Haven.
It's just one
But it's
country.
because their landmass is huge and they're looking for what they call skilled
Is it an
labor.
option for you, however? And this is an honest question, be very, very honest. If you had the opportunity, would you go, and why would you believe
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You would not?
No, I would not. No, I wouldn't. No, it's a conversation that's even been going on between my husband and I for at least 3 years.
Are you that comfortable? Is it because you're comfortable?
It's not about comfort.
So what is it about?
It's about past experience for me, one, and then also I would rather be in my own country, be a queen in my own country than go and be a slave in someone else's.
Mike?
That's just my opinion.
Mike, your eye is going back.
That is what it becomes.
Mike is convulsing.
He just said he's driving an Uber. He's packing
Mike, what about you?
Gifts
The queen and more. The queen and more.
Mike, what would you do?
Let me look at a sample rate. Just for some reasons, here we are here to moderate the discussion, so I'll not be talking about my personal preferences.
Really?
But I just want to make sure that, hey, for instance, look at what happened over this past weekend with the primaries and all of that. You hear some things alone that, man.
It's scary.
Man, it's not just being scary. You see, this is not tackling anybody. I love the concept of hope and faith and believing and all of that. But while you're doing all of this, you should understand the reality so that you know what do you hope on. Know where it is going now. And look, there's something, you have to understand that, look, intelligence anywhere will tell you that if I throw this phone, what will happen? You've probably seen another phone, because of another phone has fallen down, and then you know, it has not happened to your phone, but you know that if you throw your phone, you know what will happen because you've seen it happen or you've heard it to someone else. So my point is this, let us not deceive ourselves with where we are. Because now, you know people that want to push for a better thing, they are oblivious, or should I say delusional about where we are. When you're delusional about where you are, you really cannot walk towards where you want to be.
Motivational Mike.
You can walk towards where you want to be. It's a really messed up situation. And with what we are doing, with the groundwork that is being laid, it is not looking like, 610.
So bring it home now.
So
610.
Hang on, so bring it home now. Is it 610 this week?
610.
Wow. So
we had the CBN governor leave.
Yes, we
when
understand.
When he came in, the dollar was what? 180. It was up to 200 when he came in.
185.
These are all facts.
His tenure out. It's at 610.
But when you think about it, some people are not ready to actually take that drop in status. Some of them are not ready to do it. There are some who will go to meatpacking industries abroad and earn.
The concern for me is even larger than that. The fact that we are experiencing such a massive drain here in the kinds of people who have the expertise for certain kinds of labor. There was a couple of stats ago that told that most people who are leaving are actually people inside of the medical sector. And there was a call from one doctor over the weekend who said, why don't you be inclusive? Why don't we come back and develop Nigeria? But with everything that you have said, that you've laid down, it is a very difficult
do you know how many experts we have here
to make
who have come on our
as
show?
An expert who's left.
Experts that we've had on this show who are telling me that, hey, mate, we can do
But
Zoom.
you also have to take note of one thing. I'll wrap it with this, Mike.
I spoke to someone. He was a doctor who was here on tech. And then I knew you can come when I'm coming back to it. The way he laughed on that.
Mike, let me wrap it with this. There's a reason why there are loads of expatriates coming into the country now. Just as you are jackbuying. Just take note.
There is a demand for them.
There
Nice.
is.
Yeah, not everybody agrees, including our director, Mr. Shegun, who just said, I beg you.
Come on, it.
Come on, it.
All right.
What do you think? What is your argument here? Do let us know. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We would like to know. We'll read all of those messages. We promise. We'll be back.
All right.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. We have master trainer, pro streamer, business consultant, nation builder, and founder of World Changes Academy, Oluwatobi Ali. Now, of course, he has been with us the whole month of May, and this is the home run. This is where we're bringing it now. Thank you for being with us so far.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful month, one of our best so far. And that is, of course, due to the knowledge that you've dropped here today. We're talking about how to stop dulling yourself, killing shyness and procrastination.
Yes.
This is big.
Yes.
Wonderful way to round up the month.
Absolutely.
But then let's get it clear. What exactly would we say? What exactly would you define as procrastination?
Well, procrastination is delaying on what you are supposed to do that you know can change your life, basically.
And that is something that almost everybody at one point in time might have been or are,
Sure.
you know, we are guilty of it.
Very
in
true.
some ways or the other.
Very true.
But then we find out that in some people it has really, really limited quite a lot of people.
Very true.
In what ways has procrastination limited people? Like the most common ways.
Well, so this is the
How we
thing.
identify it.
Yeah, so this is the thing. It's strange that our human behavior seems to prefer pleasure to things that actually change our lives. So basically, if I should say how procrastination, limited people, what I would say is that we are naturally wired to do what we enjoy, not necessarily what will change our lives. So many times, if what will change our lives are not things we enjoy, we tend to procrastinate on those things, and that's how it affects our lives, no matter the part of the world we're from.
I like that. I like that. Let's get straight into it. How can we stop this? Because it is not easy. A lot of people have tried different ways and all of that.
Yes.
But then, different ways are unique to different people. Different people procrastinate due to different reasons.
Yes.
How can this, how can it be stopped?
So the first thing I want to say, this one is like a hammer, but you need to be true to yourself. Let me say this. If you don't have a compelling why, if you don't have a compelling reason why you do anything, you are really not going to get anything done. For instance, we are just talking about Nigeria. As you are just talking about Nigeria jackpot syndrome. There are a lot of people, for instance, who know that their life is tough. I mean, things are not working the way they are supposed to work. Financially, they are not doing as good as they are supposed to do. Well, maybe they've gone to Gatankoa, they've been able to get good clothes, so they are living in a bubble. I mean, sometimes we first need to wake up and realize that, you know what, my life is not what I want it to be, and I need to do something about it. I mean, that should be a motivation enough. Because what happens is that where procrastination steps in is that we want to do something, but we seem to always lose motivation. So the first thing I think we need to do is we need to fuel our motivation by telling ourselves the truth that, man, I'm not where I need to be and I need to do something about it. And whether I like it or not, I need to take action, especially on my goals, or take actions on things that will make my life become much better, than it is presently.
Wonderful.
That's
now
the first
you have
step.
decided that's the first step. You have
Yes.
decided to take action. How do you go from talk to walk?
Okay, so after you've taken action, the next thing you need to do is this, and this is what I've come to realize. Those who are successful and those who are not, they are not better than us. They are only just doing things differently. So how do you do things differently? The first thing you need to do, there is this law called the 80-20 law, Pareto's law,
Principle,
right?
yes.
That says principle that says 20% of your activities actually determine 80% of your results. So in procrastination, you have so many things you want to do, but you end up looking at the minors instead of the majors. So you need to now look at, in everything I want to do, which one is the most important? Which one is the one that can give me the best results I'm looking for? And you act on those things immediately. Because one of the things about procrastination is this: you keep telling yourself, I'll do it later. Later is not a date. Anything you don't do immediately, especially when you seem to have some level of motivation, you begin to lose it at the end of the day. So it's important that you also identify the things that are important to you and act on them immediately. That's another thing you need to do.
You see, there are some things that will be totally dependent on you, but there are some other things also that people procrastinate that maybe is dependent on a system.
Yes.
Maybe that sometimes you might have to wait for something. Let's say, like you mentioned, let's say someone wants to travel.
Yes.
There are processes that might make you lose motivation in quotes.
Yes. Yes.
In those kind of situations where it is outside your control in
Yes.
some sort of way, How can you manage those kind of situations where you procrastinate and, it is something that some might say is out of your control?
Well, anything out of your control, you can't procrastinate over that. Because when you say procrastination, it means I'm supposed to do this thing, I can do this thing, but I'm not doing it. However, I understand what you mean by when there are forces that seem not to allow you complete a task. So the simple and smart thing you need to do is when you've done all you need to do, then go and do what is remaining. Because even in the things you've done, there are still some other things that are not as important as those things you've done, but that you still need to do that can probably give you an edge. So you face that and accept that there are some things you don't have control over. So just let those ones be.
Let those ones be. Now, we also mentioned shyness while we're talking about this. How does shyness limit someone?
Shyness is a big dollar, if I can use that term. So this is the thing. Somebody once said that even though people judge you by what you look like, but you actually introduce yourself to the world when you open your mouth. I remember somebody once said to me that once they look at me, they just feel, oh, this one fine boy, this one maybe just an entertainment guy, but that they were surprised when I opened my mouth and, they got some knowledge. So it's important that you are able to speak. Now, the challenge with shyness is that shyness, people, first and foremost, you miss out on many opportunities. You miss out on the ability to sell yourself. You miss out on being known. And if you are not known, money won't know you.
But does everybody have to be known? Now, that's a question we'll talk about. Do I have to be in front of everybody, everywhere, to be known as, or to be a success, or to achieve my goals?
Well, you don't necessarily have to be, but you have to sell.
Okay. And
if you don't know how to, if you are shy, you will not be able to sell yourself. Or somebody will be selling you and be making more money off you than you should be making of yourself. So, and if you look at shyness, the truth is this: everybody is shy. Including myself. I'm sure even you are shy.
But it's just that there's a mood that they don't have shame, they don't have shyness.
No, everybody is actually shy.
Some people, there's people that come to my mind, I can't talk about it, but I get what you are talking about.
Everyone is shy, but I think that some people have had more social interaction practice than others. So what you need to do is practice more. Because this is the truth of the matter. Ask yourself also, there are things that make you shy. Is it when you are around people who you think, oh, you look up to, or is it when you are in unfamiliar places or new environments? So you need to pinpoint what is causing your shyness, and first and foremost also realize that since everyone is shy, if you practice more in the areas where you think you are shy, you will improve your shyness.
Yes, that's something I also want to bring to mind now. While a lot of people might be shy, maybe procrastinate on some issues, it has to do maybe with their self-esteem.
Very true.
And self-esteem, of course, has to do, now, like you mentioned, learning how to express yourself. That's one. Some people, it might be body positivity. They might be having issues with how they look. They may be having issues with how they are perceived and all of that.
Absolutely.
So that when it comes to shyness, there's some things that you might need to do to overcome. Some people might tell that, okay, I have a tooth defect, and I might maybe want to use braces and all of that. So, one word, and that's where you mentioned that almost everybody, maybe everybody is shy, because you have one or two things that, let's talk about the things that you can do. Maybe on yourself. Maybe it might be exercising. It might be, taking. Maybe it might be dieting or something. What are the things that you can do in this particular case to be more self-confident or to be less self-aware?
So the truth of the matter is that what you tell yourself is more important than what people tell you, and what others tell you is not as important as how you interpret what they meant by what they said to you. So in that sense, when you hear the word self-esteem, it's about self. So you need to practice and work on your mentality in such a way that, first and foremost, irrespective of what other people have said or what you think makes you shy, you need to know that there is something you have that the other person doesn't have, or there's something you can do that the other person can't do. So in some regard, you should have some level of self-respect and self-worth for yourself. And begin, like I said, if you find out the areas or the things that are making you shy, practice more. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you be at it.
You get at it. Okay, now let's talk about the area of association when it comes to beating procrastination.
Yes.
How can we take advantage of association, or, when it comes to that? Because there are some things that you might not be able to do alone. Your circle might need to help you and all of that. How does association help when it comes to beating procrastination?
So if you surround yourself with achievers, there's a tendency you want to, achieve, seeing others do the same thing, it helps you. Secondly, there's a way technology also can help. For instance, there's this funny app, I don't know if I have the permission to mention the name. Okay, so there's this app called Stick. It's double K. What this app does is that you list out all the things you want to do. It's almost like you're putting your money where your mouth is. For every task you refuse to do, you lose money.
And what if I lie to the app?
No, how can you lie? There's a way in which it is set that with time frames and deadlines that once you don't carry out a particular task, you lose money. You are even the one that determines who that money goes to actually.
Is it physical money?
Yes, you lose physical money.
Well, I'll put money inside the app first.
There's a way it's tied to your accounts.
I don't want. I don't want.
No, because, see, you have to help yourself.
Okay.
Especially, and it's called personal management. So, yes, if you can surround yourself with people, and sometimes you can surround yourself with apps. In fact, there are times also you should put, in fact, some people even, they despise the advantage of silent mode on your phone or concentration mode also. So, I'm trying to add technology to it. So,
definitely.
Find a way to manage yourself. Use association, use technology, because whether you like it or not, you need to help yourself to help yourself.
Because I feel like, you know, there's that popular adage that no man is an island.
True.
And I think that based on your own, now somebody might have to have tuned in to listen to you, to get motivated and do what they need to do.
Yes.
So surrounding yourself, I think maybe it's about one of the most important things.
Very
you may not have physical, like you're talking about virtual. You can surround yourself with apps, and then the kind of people you follow on social media, you know, they can get you motivated and all of that and put you into place. Now you have started, but then some people, I know there's a concept called, I don't know if it's the exact term, called selective procrastination. Because some people say that, look, you might not meet all your goals all the time, but you can selectively procrastinate on some things. What do you think about that?
Well, when they say selective procrastination, I think what they mean is if you even still use that 80 to 20% rule, the 20% that gives you the 80% results, those are the ones you tackle first, right? You can tackle them. Now, the selective procrastination is for the other ones that are not as important as the ones that give you the 80. So you can decide that, okay, this one, I will do this one later after I finish the major. Because if you minor your if you major your minors and minor your majors, I mean, your life is going to be a life of mediocrity.
It is. Thank you so much, Toby Ali. It was, I mean, these 5 weeks, if we put it together, we can sell this course.
I'm telling you.
Let me and you, let's talk. We'll do something about that. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been great having you, all right?
Same here.
Okay, that's it. We'll be able to pick one or two things when it comes to the issue of procrastination and, of course, being shy. We all are shy, but hey, come on, find a way to overcome it. That's what we learned today on the show. We'll take this time out now. There's more to come. Stay with us.
Today's dish is going to be very, very epic. I have Chef Eniola with me here. It's going to be fantastic. Chef Eniola, what are we doing today real quick?
So we're having designer seafood, egg, and goat meat mashi sauce.
You said designer what now?
Yeah, designer, yeah.
Mike, did you hear a designer? You can't rush art. You can't rush art.
Designer was?
Seafood. That means you're not having any.
There's no kitchen today. Close the show.
Mike,
no kitchen today.
Mike doesn't like seafood. His stomach is not designed for it. He's from the trenches. You know, us very...
But we have goat meat, though. And we have
that's the only thing you can eat, actually. So, yeah, I guess Mike can help yourself to our goat meat.
Yes, there's goat meat, there's pomon, there's boiled eggs.
Yeah. I seafood.
Don't worry.
What is this?
Mike, listen, you have to call it the best name possible. Come on, man. So what are we going to be doing? First of all, I see our rice is already parboiled.
Yes, I did because, I mean...
Yeah, TV magic. We get it.
Exactly. So I'm going to bleach this palm oil till it's translucent.
What is that? You already...
Oh, yeah. So I mentioned something about the designer ayamashi right here. So here I have blended here on this side red bell pepper. I have scotch bonnet, and this is green bell peppers.
Green bell peppers.
And yellow bell peppers.
Nice. Designer indeed.
I mean,
so
like colors and all that.
Well, if you guys want to see how this is all going to come together, you guys have to stay tuned. Inside the second hour, we'll be putting this together and making a fantastic dish. Of course, I'm going to be in here with Chef Eniola. Stay tuned. The second hour is about to begin. Of course, you can choose to live your life by drawing lines, or you can choose to cross over them to find new beginnings. That's what we have for you this morning, people.
Everyone has an opportunity to change the narrative, to become the author of their own fate.
Absolutely. So, embrace life and choose your steps and live with limited possibilities, okay? It's your life. You can do anything that you want with it.
I think that should be unlimited possibilities.
That's what I said. I said unlimited.
But you know when they say the sky is the limit, I don't believe that. I think it's just the beginning. We can actually get to the moon some Elon Musk motivation
Absolutely,
for you
and I believe so. Well, we've got one great hour left. Oh, well, maybe 45 minutes to go here on the show. And you guys are welcome. If you're just waking up, it's all good. You still have half of the show to go. We're going to be kicking off with the kitchen very soon. It's going to be fantastic. You guys are going to love what we have been preparing for you. It's fantastic. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. You can use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. Please stay right there. Be a part of this amazing breakfast show.
Yeah, make sure you're following us on social media as well. We are all across social media. @TVC Connect is the handle you should look out for. All right, so this is what we're going to be doing this hour, apart from Inside of the Kitchen, which we've just, ended the last hour with.
Yeah.
We are, of course, if you're a fan of trivia games, going to be highlighting what happened over the weekend from yesterday.
Autostetics Nigeria is a car detailing company that takes care of cars, boats, power bikes, and aircraft, with the hope of preserving the value and aesthetic for a long period of time. How old does your car look? That's the question.
Big question.
It might be able to get a facelift, that kind of thing. When we have that conversation, you'll be finding out how. That word, facelift, I was thinking about having.
Are you scheduled in for one anytime soon?
Should I have some work done?
No,
Mike?
actually,
I don't know. I love your opinion.
You're all good. You're good. For your
Really?
age, you're just fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Just don't think about it.
But there's some people that have.
There's somewhere else you're asking me about lifting, not face. And
Wow,
all that,
lifting. Oh,
you said face.
interesting.
We're
But
asking
there
me
are some
question.
people that have always dreamed of having different things. Like, have you ever dreamed of being maybe taller? Or,
No.
or slimmer?
see,
Or
That's the funny
having.
thing. I think within my dreams, I can't achieve them because maybe it has to be with more buff and all of that. But
Yeah.
when it comes to height, if you are 18, if you're a girl,
You stopped growing at 16 or 17, actually.
girl is like 16 or 15.
okay.
But if you like, you want drum of beats, nothing's going to happen to you. For guys, they can do 18, but that's it. When it comes to height. But then I heard about a procedure where people can stretch.
Yeah, your
their
femur
body.
can be stretched.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I've heard some. In fact, there was somebody who had a bust operation that way.
Wow.
And the guy is now using crutches, where some people try
sad.
to extend. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, it's advised
Some
that you
are wearing
don't.
heels. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the best way to go about it. Trust me, just height.
wear heels.
Don't bother. Can't survive it. Yeah. But in any case, new information here that we cannot share.
Don't you get to that age?
There are other parts of your body that I'll tell you. But listen, it's scientifically noted that your ears never stop growing, your nose never stop growing.
Your nose?
Yes, and your ears never stop growing.
Yeah.
So
Your
that's
nose.
why older people have huge blobs on their noses and their ears are huge. Those are two parts of your bodies that
That never stop growing.
never stop
Yeah.
growing.
We wish
Yeah.
there are some things in the ear where in some other part of the body.
Wow,
So
Mike.
we know where to take tissues from.
This
We
is
can take tissues. No, we
Weather, now before this goes wrong, weather.
Really?
Do something. Do your magic.
My magic.
Yes.
Yes. It's time for weather.
Hello again, this is the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. The national leader of the All Progressives Congress and presidential aspirant Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has commended Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for his patriotism and commitments to Nigeria's progress. He also congratulated the other contestants for the orderly and peaceful way they conducted themselves and for pledging to rally around the winner in the true spirit of democratic sportsmanship. Asiwaju Tinubu is expecting the former vice president to be his worthy opponent by the grace of God and the support of APC delegates in the coming 2023 presidential elections. The APC national leader also said Atiku's victory didn't come as a surprise because of his vast experience as a statesman and veteran of many presidential contests from 1993. While welcoming the PDP candidates to the race, Bola Tinubu added that the coming elections should be about issues that will improve the quality of life of Nigerians, bring peace, progress, stability, and solve the myriads of socio-political challenges and insecurity currently facing the country. And away from politics, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, has arrested former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, and Anthony Yaro, chairman and managing director of the Finex Professional, for their alleged role in the 84 billion naira fraud involving former Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris. Now, Mr. Yari, who was picked up at about 5 p.m. on Sunday, allegedly benefited to the tune of 22 billion naira through a Finex Professional. from the 84 billion naira which the former AGF paid one Akindele. We will bring you details of that story in a subsequent news package. And that does it for us here on the news at this time. Thank you so much for your company. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to stick around here for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria. Mazino is in the kitchen.
Thank you. I like the stress you put in there. It's like as if they don't know that I can be in the kitchen, but thank you very much. Of course, when it's Chef Eniola, it's very easy. It's easy peasy while you're in here with her because everything is almost already prepared and ready for eating. Today we're doing, what's that we're doing again? What's that?
Designer seafood, goat meat and boiled egg and mashed sauce with white rice.
Yeah, designer seafood, but everything she said. We've got our protein, some belt or como, crayfish, and I see that this is what now?
Locust beans.
Locust beans. We're going to be using this,
yes,
yeah?
Yes.
Doesn't smell like it normally would in the markets.
Well, there are two different types.
Okay.
There's some that are really mashed, and there's some that are like beans, so that's the one.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so where are we now? What are we doing?
Okay,
And how
so
fast can we do this in?
the oil, right? So I'm just going to, do this.
The onions and everything. Okay, fantastic.
For like
great.
30 seconds.
All right. So how fresh are our bell peppers going to be when we're done? Are we mixing it in anytime early?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Good.
Yeah, mixing everything together.
Oops, easy there.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
So we're going to make a sauce then because our rice is already boiling, as you guys can see, almost already done, in fact. So this is the sauce I guess we're making. But what are the eggs for?
So it's a traditional thing. Like, okay, so Amashi sauce is actually ofada sauce, but reinvented.
Okay.
Yes, so the egg is just part of the protein, nothing.
Are we going to be cutting it? Or
No, just dipping them like
whole?
that.
Oh, now I see. Okay,
Yes.
grand. What I'm really looking forward to is everything in here because I love...
stockfish, shrimp, and dried catfish.
I'm not a big fan of stockfish personally, but I like everything else. Stockfish always has this very gamey feel that I don't really enjoy.
Don't worry, you enjoy it here.
I'm hoping that it's going to be something that's going to taste different today. So how long would it take us normally to put this kind of food together from scratch?
From scratch?
From scratch.
The rice on its own takes like...
Yeah, let's not count the rice.
The sauce,
have your rice
30
ready
minutes,
already.
30 minutes at most.
30 minutes,
Yes,
okay.
30
All right.
minutes.
So we've got plenty of time. And if you're just joining us, well, it's designer seafood...
Goat meat. Boiled eggs. And mashed sauce.
Okay, grand. So now we're putting which of the...
The red bell pepper
Red bell
and the
peppers.
scotch bonnet as atarudo.
Okay.
Yes, so then I'll add this in there.
All right. And after that, what are we going to be doing?
Season it and start adding other things and let
Okay,
it cook.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Anything you want me to help you with, just say. You know I love helping.
Yes,
Just don't leave me
please.
idle.
I would like to drain the water.
Drain the water from
Yes,
there. So
yes.
how do I do that? Yeah, I said ask me to help, but I didn't really mean it.
Well, but yeah.
Don't put me to work like that. Don't call my bluff. Okay, we're draining it. Why, however?
Just get a strainer and then put it back and then we're ready.
I'll let you do that one after.
But I thought you said you wanted to help.
Yeah, I will help. I will help. But yeah.
Oh, by the way, this sauce comes really spicy.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Very spicy.
Okay, because of the peppers, of course, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
So would you be suggesting that anybody who's not used to our palate, like, the Nigerian dishes, would you be suggesting this for them, or wouldn't it be too much?
No?
I can do pepper. I'm from Delta State. We're good with
I actually
that.
don't like pepper. I don't really like pepper, but a lot of people do, so I just have to.
Oh, indeed, it is a Nigerian style of cooking. In any case, hey, do stay tuned. We've got plenty coming your way inside of the show today. The kitchen here, of course, is going to come together in about perhaps 10 or 15 minutes.
So the question is, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? You managed to get 2 million yourself,
just about, but they were so close to that 5 million mark.
That was fantastic. The kids were even doing better than the grown-ups from the previous editions, from the very previous edition. I didn't say anything. But I'm amazed at how far they got. And I think that if they had, I don't know, the fact that they saved their lifelines up until that question is actually a very good fit. Because from previous editions, we see how quick adults actually use their lifelines. But then again, maybe...
Their lifelines and their lifelines. Though the weakest ones, of course, are calling a friend and the audience.
Yeah, because I don't see how that helps
So it depends. No, the audience can't know.
No. Calling a friend, because that's one person. The audience that's a mass of people. You know, but
so that's why you have different people, and you know, and different can be a strong one.
I would.
So, but I would say that between if you are 50-50 does help, but use your brain when you're reading your 50-50. Don't understand. You know, this time I find out we can contest, and the guy be discussing with the anchor, and now give the two answers that they think are it.
So in other words, the producers are already they're thinking of removing those ones you've already said.
Exactly. So wind them. The one that you know is right, just remove it from the option. Pick the two wrong ones and tell them that look at it. But yeah.
So what you want to read the host? That's what you're doing now. You're actually reading the host when you do that.
You have to do a lot of things if you're going to go as far as you can with this one. Because, like, okay, for the last question, I didn't know the answer.
But you actually picked two.
Yes, I've taken out two that were not. Amerigo Vespucci, of course, we know him as an Italian, who, of course, is contributed with naming North and South America. So that was out. And then the German West stuff.
I thought it was going to be. I thought it had to be German.
Germans used to travel so much. And they were not the ones. When it comes to discovery and all of that, not so many.
I beg to differ, because when you talk about the history of Mount Everest now, it was the Germans who actually first tried to surmount it.
Okay.
So that's why I thought Germans.
That's what you thought. So for me, this is how I would have taken out my guesses for that question. I didn't know the answer, but I've taken out that the other two should have been between A and C. And that's where I would have probably found it.
Are you sure I shouldn't have gone with Mike for this?
Maybe you should have gone with Mike. Maybe Mike should have been in last week's edition.
What's my cut?
I would have made at least 10 million.
No, you wouldn't. It would have all been for charity.
The charity is myself. Me, somebody charity.
Don't worry, we have the plug. Next season.
Tell you what we think. Yeah, perhaps maybe they should invite everybody on this seat here for one edition, just one edition. Let's see how far we can go. Maybe 10 million? Maybe?
Yes, so.
I don't know, because I think we have brilliant minds here.
They will all the money.
And if we don't get there, we'll bribe them with some food that we're cooking inside of the kitchen.
We'll run them out of business.
Tell you guys what we're going to do. Let's do a break. When we get back, we've still got some great content for you before the end of the show, even if we're running out already. But we'll be back.
I'm busy gisting. I'm here walking.
I can get that. Mike is just she's explaining exactly how it came together, Mike.
You're just busy now for me.
No, Mike, you have to listen.
I'm the one doing the work.
Mike, listen, this is not cooking. This is art. This is he's now clean sweat instead of. Mike, this is art, and she had to take time to tell me exactly. Now, say what you were saying again about it being an international dish.
Okay, so I spoke with a friend the other day that I wanted to, do something different, but not a Nigerian meal. Yeah. And I was like, why don't you just pick the regular Nigerian meals?
Yeah, don't back up too much into Mike. You might get too excited.
So he said to me that, why don't you just do the regular Nigerian, meal, and then just, put a little bit of touching in it, which is why I have the yellow pepper and then the green peppers here.
Nice.
This momo has to be verified for authenticity.
Mike, it's belts, don't worry. Belts is belts, don't worry about that.
Don't worry.
But I see that our sauce came together very nicely in such little
very short time,
I'm surprised.
It did. But quite a lot of it was already prepared.
Yeah, it was, but still.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the fact that you can actually just put that together. So if you already have your rice.
You can keep all these things in your fridge, and then when you want to eat, just pick them out, and then in 30 minutes, everything is ready.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So in just a minute now, we're going to be serving. I'm sure that you guys are going to like to see exactly how that presentation is going to come together. If you're wondering, trust me, Chef Eniola is fantastic when it comes to presentation. She's actually the boss when it comes to that. So we're looking forward to that as well. So as we prepare for that, Mike, it's seafood, by the way. You can't have
seafood.
You're not, yeah. So we're eating it with rice, aren't we?
Yes,
Is this just
rice?
rice?
Just rice.
Can you use aggregate bread for this thing?
Narf.
Well, you being inventive, I
guess you can.
guess.
But then you say you also use semu and pounded yam.
So could you do that? Eniola?
What?
Could you use swallow? Could you? What do you think?
You use swallow?
No. Funny enough, some people eat eba and beans.
Yeah, well, that one is a sakwa that's causing that kind of...
No, they're like, it's the same as begiri after all.
Well, that is true.
That's something... Olamide, have you tried that, baby?
That's true. That goes. It's all good. Actually, yeah, I can see that happening.
If there's a mash, I think it's all about... If the beans is made to be like, maybe how ewa
grain.
And then there's the sauce and all of that, then people want to be, don't want to be adventurous with food.
Do you want to have a taste?
Yeah, we would love to have a taste, yes. We would love to have a taste. While we're having that taste, we're going to go on a very short break. I'm guarding it. Give me this thing quickly now before Mike takes it. Thank you very much. I love Chef Eniola.
So help yourself.
I will help myself, don't worry. Now, I'll tell you guys what we're going to do. We're going to go...
your tongue today.
Let's go on a break so you don't see that happen. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's time for us to take our SME segment. It's been a while since I've done SME. Mazino's usually on this hot seat, but I thought it would be a nice challenge for me to have a conversation with our guest this morning. Autostatics Nigeria is a detailing company, takes care of cars, boats, power bikes, and aircraft. They have the hope of preserving the value and aesthetic of your vehicles for a long period of time. We're joined by Tebitope Esho on SME this morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning. Thank you very much.
All right, so it's a very interesting type of business, detailing. And a lot of people just make the assumption that it is almost the same thing as just owning a car wash. I would love it if you could give us a distinction. Tell us the difference.
Okay, so it's not so what we don't wash cars, right? Of course, eventually you have to wash a car. But that's not what we do. What we do, basically, our brand promise is to, as much as possible, take your car to a showroom state. You know, when you walk into a showroom to buy a car, there was something you saw. Okay, the idea is to make sure you keep seeing that for as long as possible. Okay. Be it protection of your leather, protection of your dashboard, your vinyl, your paint protection, coating, whatever it is you saw, right? When you walked into whatever showroom you went to get your car, the objective is to make sure that you keep being in love with that car.
Okay.
And then again, of course, a car wash is a car wash. You drive to a car wash, right?
Yeah.
For Autostatics Nigeria, what we do is we bring the service to you. Okay. So you don't have to find us. Just, give us your location. We'll bring it to you. Take our time, and that's what we do. Yeah.
Okay, so I like the idea of, that mindset, the showroom state. But the average showroom for the average Nigerian is not, AC tight. It was probably one dusty car lot, either Tokumbo or used. And I've heard from quite a few people that the only time they really request for detailing is when they have maybe a Tokumbo car or used car and they just want to spruce it up. Maybe they want to resell it.
Sure.
Do you have these kinds of customers? And is this what your business is based on?
Okay, yes. So there are actually those category of customers, which would be nice for numbers. But the truth is the target audience are not those people.
Okay.
The target audience are people who actually love their cars.
Oh, okay.
Right? There are people who actually don't mind spending as much as 100,000 a month on a car just to take care of their car.
Wow.
There are people like that. I mean, imagine if you'd spent, there are cars in Nigeria that cost 500 million naira.
Of course.
Right? If you'd spent that kind of money buying a car, your objective wouldn't be to make it look nice so you can sell it. It's to make sure that you are at least able to, again, another major difference, part of what like I mentioned earlier is being able to help you preserve your interior, the quality of your interior. So, especially if you live in a place like Nigeria, you have a lot of heat. The sun damages your dashboard, damages your leather, your vinyl, and all those things. Part of what we do is protect your car from all those things.
Okay.
And so the people we really want, as customers are not necessarily, if you have a car you just bought, you want to make it look nice, that's fine. But the people we really want are people who think, oh, my car is precious to me, my car is premium to me, I like to take care of it. That's basically
okay,
it.
so this is a very limited audience. Fine, they're financially, capable, but then quite limited. Would you consider your service a premium or luxury service, or is it essential for every car owner?
I think we are a premium service.
Premium?
Yes, a car wash would probably be an essential service.
Okay.
We're a premium service. So like I said, we're mobile, but we don't even go everywhere in Lagos.
Wow.
Yes, we are very specific on the areas we cover in terms of distance. Our office is in Lekki Phase 1, but we move around, close to Lekki and environs and some parts of the mainland, but there are areas we don't go to.
Okay.
Right? That's
so let's talk a bit about risk, because for that kind of business, that means you've invested a lot into making sure that logistics and movement is possible with the equipment you'll be carrying around, and then, of course, your staff as well. Wouldn't you want to spread your net a little? Didn't you think that it was more high risk to, keep it that small?
Okay. For every business, you have to do a cost-benefit analysis.
Okay.
And you have to be certain about what can pay the bill, right, and what can cover your costs. So the truth is, yes, I agree with you in terms of spread, but at the end of the day, it's also a lot of this equipment you mentioned come at a cost, right? And whoever is requesting that service must be able to pay for the service, okay? So that is that. And the truth is, you'll be amazed at the number of people in Lagos that actually fall within our target audience. You'll be amazed, really. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. And it's not necessarily about people who have money. I don't think that's the idea, really. It's people who love their cars. I think it's as simple as that, really. We've had customers that drive a car that you wouldn't consider anywhere near premium, but wouldn't mind, spending as much as 50,000 naira on a session because they love their cars, So that's it.
So people being passionate about their cars, especially men with their toys, as we ladies like to say, we ladies sometimes get very upset when our men say, I'm going to, spruce up this or spruce up that. But it does seem like it's becoming a new trend, people, making sure that they maintain their cars with the services you provide. But then when you started this business, did you anticipate it growing this large? Because honestly speaking, I don't know if I was an investor, I'm wondering if you came to me with this kind of idea, would I actually buy into it? How did you convince your investors to do this?
It's actually 100% funded by one person.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Me, actually.
I like the way you put that,
and again, so I've had a couple of people try to have a conversation about investment. Honestly, I'm not in a hurry because the business didn't start as a result of economic needs. Right? I'm a corporate person. I have my corporate life. I'm a consultant and do a couple of other things. I started the business because I love cars. I have a couple of them, and I love to take care of my cars. Till date, I wash my cars myself.
Wow.
Right? It's quite unbelievable when I say it because, I don't care. My car does not go to a car wash. It doesn't matter what you say. And I've been doing this for many years. For years, I've had my own pressure washers, my own buffers at home. I did myself.
Wow.
Okay? So this is something I thought about doing because I realized that, sometimes I'm washing my car and then the neighbor or someone comes by and like, can you do this for my car? And I'm like, are you going to pay me this amount of money as a joke, right? And then people were willing, okay, and I figured, okay, this could be nice, right? So that was it basically.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, we have people having the conversations of, okay, would you like us to, but like I said, we're not really in a hurry. We're taking our time, growing gradually. The objective really is actually to dominate Lagos and Abuja.
All right.
And then there's also plans for Autostatics UK, actually.
Amen to that. But we have to talk challenges now. You've made it sound extremely rosy, like business is good, the money is coming in. But this is Nigeria. Every small business has its challenges. But yours is a very unique business. So I have no idea what sort of challenges would actually be in your case study.
Okay. There are a couple of challenges or risks, as you may call it. I think a very strong one is human risk. That's what they call it in the risk world, where almost every staff you have is a key man, right? And you have a team that is mobile, right? And one day, one of your staff can tell you, "I'm not feeling well. There's nothing you're going to do." Okay. Then there's also, of course, the challenge of moving around with your equipment. These are things that cost millions of naira individually. Okay, and you have to move around with them to different places. One of the reasons we are very picky about the places we go to, because we're also trying to minimize our risk and perception of, the Lagos voice, right? But yeah, those challenges are there. But I think one of the reasons we hardly think about the challenges is rather the fact that, we love doing what we do. And it's actually quite infectious. You would think that maybe the owner of the business or the manager of the business drives the people. Yeah. But trust me, the moment they start, I'm talking about the employees now, the moment they start, they realize how addictive it is. Because, I mean, it's something you do and then you can see the result of what you've done. You love what you've done, right? It's gratifying immediately you finish doing the job. So, apart from, you know, I mean, challenges will always be there anyway. So, and I think we anticipated as much of them as we can. And we are doing what we can as best as possible to work around them. That's it.
All right. I'm just a little concerned with every staff, you know. You're not sure they're going to actually do the job you sent them there to do. And, you know, God forbid, damage somebody's multi-million naira vehicle. What do you do in cases like that? And then how have you been able to alleviate that? Okay, two things. First of all is we go to every client's house with a full team, okay? And that team always comes with a supervisor. Wow. That supervisor's job is to make sure as much as possible that the guys who actually do the job don't interact with the vehicle delicate parts as much as possible. The electronics, all the gadgets those things, and all that? So, and one of the things, I mean, we've also had cases where a customer's car already had issues. Okay. Probably didn't know about it. And then maybe knew about it. I mean, people are funny, right? And then you know, they come to say, "Oh, you guys come to." I mean, someone, you know, imagine you poured water on somebody's car and they said, "My car scratches." How does water scratch your car? Wow! Right. So one of the things we do is also to make sure that before we start every job, we do a test on the car. We start it, we check everything. Okay, is everything in order? And then, but those risks will always arise, and you know, we have our way of. Honestly, it's been an interesting conversation with you, Mr. Esho. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, aesthetics, really great when it comes to making orthostatics, sorry, not aesthetics, orthostatics is really great when you come to think about it, because they put a lot of investment into this particular business and they want to take care of your vehicles. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us. Thank you so much. At this point, we have something for you in our kitchen. Would you like to find out what our chef has been up to? I'm very curious. All right, then. Mazzino is ready for us. Come on over, guys. Come on over. Join us in the kitchen. Thank you. As a gentleman who likes automobiles myself and also bikes and all of that, you are welcome inside of our kitchen. Let us delight your palates with something very delightful that our chef has been preparing for you. Chef Eniola here has prepared this. Chef, do you want to tell exactly what it is? Okay, so this is a designer seafood, goat meat, boiled eggs, ayamashi sauce with rice. Yes, indeed. Wow. It might look like ofada, but it's not ofada. It's designer stuff. It's designer. Exactly. Designer. Exactly. You're going to like this. Now, for somebody who likes it, first off, I have this thing about my car. You cannot eat inside of my car. That's a good idea, yeah? That's a good rule. Once you eat, you have roaches inside of your car or vermin that are trying to look for what to eat themselves. So don't eat. But the good thing, though, is if you have a good detailing partner. No, as a matter of fact, I'm actually being serious. Plug in I'm actually being serious. If you do, actually. Because the truth is, I mean, if you have kids, if you have a family, you can't always avoid it. If you spend 4 hours in traffic, true. Even you will break your rule. I agree. Right? I don't break my rule. My daughter, however, I don't drive her in my car. I drive her in my mother's car. That's a good rule. All right, now let's break the rules now. Oh, no rules are broken here. No break the rules. Some people this looks very okay. So let's see. You have to tell us exactly what you think about it when you're done. I will. Trust me. It smells absolutely amazing. It does. Thank you so much, Chef. I can't wait to have some myself. Actually. I'm telling you. Mike. What do you think? How many spoons do I have to take before I give my comments? Yeah. We can have it all. We can have it all, but because of time, we'll need that comment real quick. No. I think it's very nice. I'm actually a good chef, by the way. You're chef? Oh, really? So, we have one more chef. Not do it. You tell me what you can now, they'll say, can you come and cook for us? Corporate man, by the way. Okay, guys, now we have to wrap this up. There's still very nice. An amazing show. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're going to be having an amazing show again tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. And, of course, Your View is next. Something special happening with Your View today. Yeah, watch out. I saw an angel walking to the studio now. Honestly. Don't miss Your View. Oh, it's a special day for them. So you guys just stay tuned. You guys are gonna find out exactly why it's so special for Your View. In any case, thank you very much, everybody. It's a wrap for a Monday. Bye bye. Catch you guys tomorrow. Ooh, sorry, did I hit you? Oh my God.